What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another video of the Point After Podcast. Alabama versus Mississippi State. On paper, this thing shouldn't even be close. Alabama off of a loss to Tennessee last week. Mississippi State off of a loss to Kentucky. This one should be that joyless murder ball that Alabama fans always talk about. That's what this one should be. Mississippi State has scored 9 points against Alabama in the last 2 seasons. With Mike Leach in the air raid at Mississippi State against Alabama, they've scored 9 points. That's not going to get it done, period. You're going to have to score more than 9 points. You're going to have to score more points this game than you scored the last 2 years against Alabama if you want even any chance of covering the spread, much less winning the football game. And it's a 21-point spread currently. The key here, to me, Mississippi State, is you have to establish the run game. When you look at Mississippi State's schedule, they went on the road to Arizona, on the road to LSU, and on the road to Kentucky. 2 of those are SEC road games that you lost. You look at it and you say, okay, Mississippi State's not a good road team. That's not the case. There's one commonality between all these games that Mississippi State have played, regardless of home or away, and I'll get to that in just a second. Alabama, though, where's your struggle? It's the passing defense. Sorry, I don't know, brain fart. You're giving up 197 pass yards allowed through the air. That doesn't seem like a lot, but you've played Arkansas that's run heavy. You've played Vanderbilt and ULM and Utah State that's not good. You played Texas A&M, who if they had any quarterback at all, they win that game. If KJ Jefferson don't get hurt, you may lose to Arkansas, and then you lost to Tennessee, where Hyatt put up 5 touchdowns on you. Mississippi State is going to throw the ball. Will Rogers is going to throw it 40 times this game, but that's not what Mississippi State needs to do to win. They need to run the football. When you played Kentucky, okay, I'll just go back. When you went on the road to Arizona, you passed the ball pretty well, but you also ran the ball for 4.5 yards per carry. LSU, ugly loss on the road. That was a game that Mississippi State fans were like, okay, hey, you got to win this one. Mike Leach, we've got to compete in the SEC, much less the SEC West, the SEC in general, and you're already 0-1 against the East. You're 1-1 against the West. Now, 2-1 against the West. But the LSU game, you ran for 75 yards. That's not going to get it done. That's why you lost. Because if a defense can tee off on you throwing the football, they're just going to drop it in the coverage. I played in the air raid. I played with Hal Mumme that founded the air raid with Mike Leach. I know what the air raid is all about. If you can't run the ball, you're not going to win a football game. 22 rushing yards against Kentucky on the road, and you only lose by 10. That Mississippi State defense is legit, guys. I'm not discrediting Mississippi State's defense at all. You keep Kentucky to 27 at home, Arkansas to 17, A&M to 24, LSU to 31. Those are scores that your offense should be able to beat, okay? If you tell Mike Leach, hey, Kentucky's only going to score 27, how do you feel? He's probably going to say they win that football game. If you say, hey, LSU only scores 31, how do you feel? You're probably going to win that football game, especially when you're averaging 35 points per game. It's not the case, though. Guys, you've got to be able to run the football. Again, Will Rogers is going to throw it 40 times, but you're getting an Alabama offense that when their quarterback is healthy, Bryce Young is healthy, so scratch the A&M game, you've put up 49, 55, 63, and probably 50-something against Utah State, too. That's the key. Mississippi State has to run the ball. Another stat that I don't know how the hell this has happened. Will Anderson has gotten 0 holding calls against him all year. You're telling me there's not one time in 7 football games where Will Anderson has not been held? That's ridiculous. Regardless, Bryce Young is going to throw for probably 2 or 3 touchdowns. Jahmyr Gibbs is going to run for 1 or 2, have a receiving. Trayshawn Holden will probably bounce back a little bit. JoJo Earl may have a day. I'm expecting Jahmyr Gibbs to go over 100 yards on the ground in this game because Mississippi State's allowing 152 on the ground. Alabama's only allowing 98. And again, Alabama's just going to man up. They're going to play just man covers the whole game. They're basically going to say, hey, we're better than you, beat us. And if Mississippi State can win those 50-50 balls, get any type of success through the air like Tennessee did, they'll be all right. But Mississippi State's not going to be able to just outpower Alabama. They're just not going to. They don't quite have the talent there that Tennessee had. Tennessee, those were Jeremy Pruitt's recruits, guys. A lot of that team is from Jeremy Pruitt, and we know from when Jeremy Pruitt was at Alabama, he can recruit. Now, Josh Heupel's done a hell of a job bringing in transfers and bringing in his own guys, but talent matters, and Mississippi State does not stack up talent-wise to Alabama. I think we see Eli Ricks a little bit for Alabama this week. Maybe a change in another secondary position. We may see another guy start rotating in. Who that guy is, I don't know. But the front six, front seven is okay. Tua is okay. Or To'o. Will Anderson's okay. Like, the front six, the box is going to be okay for Alabama. It's that back end where you got to start to worry. They got torched against Texas. Should have lost that game. They got torched against Texas A&M. Again, another quarterback. They win that game. Which, I mean, they did have a lot of turnovers, yada, yada. Tennessee just exposed Alabama's secondary. Mississippi State is not. Mississippi State and my cleats know if they can't run the football, they can't win the game. They're 0-2 in games where they rush for under 100 yards. I didn't check all of them. I didn't check Bowling Green to see how many yards they rushed for. But games where it matters, Kentucky, Arkansas, Texas A&M, LSU, Arizona, when you rush for over 100, under 100, you're 0-2. And that's the difference maker in this football game. I think Alabama wins because I don't think Mississippi State's just going to be able to torch them through the air like Tennessee did last week. I think a lot of it was schematics. I think Pete Golding and Nick Saban got out-coached last week. Straight up. I mean, I shouldn't probably rope Nick Saban into that, but the fact that Pete Golding did not adjust to Hyatt and allow him 6 catches for 5 touchdowns. Now, again, that's like Devontae Smith, 5 catches, 5 touchdowns, whatever he had. Jalen Hyatt didn't get the ball a lot, but when he did, he made it count. Again, Mississippi State, Will Rogers has thrown the ball almost double the amount of times that Bryce Young has. He's going to throw it another 40, 50 times this game. Question is, can Mississippi State get that run game going? So, thank you guys for tuning into the video. I don't imagine many of you are going to disagree with me in the comment section. If you do, though, let me hear it. I'm ready to talk. Thank you guys. I'll see you guys next Monday.